Hello everyone, FunGuy15 here, and welcome to Reading Your Reviews. This is a video series I'm going to start, thanks to the start of Family Ties, where basically, after every week that I post a chapter, I'm going to take the previous chapter's reviews and read them. So I posted Chapter 2 of Family Ties this past Friday, and so I'm going to be reading some reviews from Chapter 1. Also, as sort of an homage, because Family Ties is my newest story that I'm currently working on, I'm going to also be reading some reviews from CQC and Strongest Bonds. If you haven't read any of those, I will link them in the description below, along with my profile, so you can go check out. I mean, that's all I have, but you can go check out some of the other stuff on there that I don't really have. So yeah, I do recommend reading those, because I will be giving some spoilers within this video. And without further ado, let's get going. So, well, I say that and then I'm going to explain something. The thing about reading your reviews, and it's going to be very similar to reading your comments video or reading your Twitter post video that you would see from Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, Dan TDM, all these other guys. And so, the thing is, I don't have any comments on my videos like theirs to read. I'm not trying to be like them, but when I don't have any like really funny comments. I have a lot of like, check out my channel, it's really cool too, we could collaborate, and check out, why don't you have more subscribers, and this other stuff. And while I appreciate the why don't we have more subscriber videos comments, those aren't really the kind of reviews I want to read you, comments I want to read to you guys. I want to read some to you guys. I want to talk with you guys. I want you to see my reaction to some of your reviews. So I've gone and looked through all my different reviews for Strongest Bonds, CQC, and Family Ties. Now, Strongest Bonds has 150 reviews. CQC has about 24, I think, and then Family, possibly. I may be getting this wrong, but both Family Ties and CQC don't have a lot of reviews. CQC doesn't have that quite many because it's a one-shot, and Family Ties is recently new, so it doesn't have quite a lot of reviews. But a lot of those reviews are also really generic, one sentence, like, oh, this was great. Oh, this was not that great. I liked it. I didn't. And so I don't want to read those to you either. I don't want to read the really long critiques. Blind Strike's Ultimate Review. Because those won't fit on the page, on the screen. Those won't fit here in editing. So, I chose some of the reviews that gave me ideas and made me think. And I also chose the reviews that kind of made me laugh. And so these are going to be kind of a select few reviews, but they're going to be fun nonetheless. So, the first one is by Storywriter 2015. Interesting story. I hope you update often. This is the very first review that I got on the Strongest Bonds, which is my very first fan fiction. Now, one thing you should know about me, I am not an advanced writer, but I'm not a novice writer. I have written quite a lot in my life. I've done National Novel Writing Month, NaNoWriMo. My dad is a writer, and so he teaches us writing and language arts in our homeschool curriculum. And I've just written whenever I was bored. I remember whenever I was younger, whenever I was bored, either I would make a stop motion with my Legos, or I would just sit down and write something. That might be a lie, I don't know. But Strongest Bonds was my first sort of public writing project, and I'm still surprised at the amount of acceptance it's gotten, and all the cool people I've gotten to meet because of it. But yes, this was the first of many wonderful reviews that I got, and so it's just kind of nice, to have that. Sarah.Stanley.52, or Sarah Stanley 52 says, are they going to have kids? Like a hybrid daughter, with the outlook of a fox, like the ears or tail, but have the face shape, like a heart-shaped face, and nose of a rabbit? That would be so cute! For later on, that is. This was the second review I got, and I loved it. It put an idea in my head. Now, the thing about the Wild Hops ship, I am perfectly fine if they adopt or if they're able to have kids of their own. That is one of the many aspects of the Wild Hops ship that I am perfectly fine with. I am not strict on that at all. I am not valiant for, hey, they should have hybrid children, or hey, they should adopt because they're a fox and bunny and they can never, breed. But this gave me the idea to say, well, what if Nick had a dream about his children, about having a child with Judy? What would he do? And so that's how I started chapter 2. And if I didn't have that, I wouldn't have had that really nice beginning for Chapter 2, and a lot of people were geeking out about it, and especially Sierra Stanley whenever she saw the beginning of the chapter that I essentially wrote for her. It was sort of an homage to her. She loved it, and through that, I got to meet her through the fanfiction thing, and we are collaborating on a story called A Force to Be Reckoned With that will come after Family Ties, because it ties in. It's chronologically comes after Family Ties, quite a bit in the future, but it fits in with that story. So that's going to be fun. But yes, it was really nice to have this thought. And anytime I think of their hybrid daughter, I just think of this really sort of majestic, fiery red furred creature with really big ears and the most adorable face and bright, brilliant purple eyes. It's the best. It's the cutest little thing ever. We move on to CQC. Wild Sarawakien. Wild Sarawakien. Wild Sarawakians. Side 99. That move that Judy did on Nick sound like it was RKO. John Cena intro song, please.
His name is John Cena.
Future me, thank you for that. This is for CQC, aka Close Quarters Combat, in case you didn't know. It's a one-shot where Nick and Judy have a bet on the first person to win the best out of 3 rounds of paw-to-paw combat, or Close Quarters Combat, and they basically win. They win $10 in bragging rights and whatever. And so, it's tied at the end, and then Judy pulls a Black Widow move. If you ever saw Avengers, the scene where she is trapped by those Russian people, and then Agent Coulson calls her to go find Hulk. She, attacks and does all the thing. And then the last dude, she flips up and flips down and does all that. I love that move, and I thought that'd be the perfect move for Judy to try on Nick, even though it kind of may be stretched with weight differences. But I did try my best to keep it realistic. I may be stretching it a little bit. Who knows? But no, it's not an RKO. But yes, I will have that John Cena intro song, please. Thank you very much. I'm going to move over to Family Ties very quick. The original, first. From Blind Strike. Second. From Bagnome. Loved it, though I feel like the Chief would still call Judy by her main name for convenience's sake. Even if Judy tried to correct him, he'd simply tell her he didn't care. I'm also glad that you had Judy take Nick's name. I'd prefer it to be a bit traditional when it comes to things like that. Can't wait for the next. Yes. First off, I love the sound of Judy Wild. That just fits. It sounds amazing. I love it. Nick and Judy Wild is just... But whenever I was first writing Strongest Bonds and before I went back and edited everything, I had it be Judy Hopps and Nick Wild. And that was something I didn't really think of because at the moment I was more focused on Judy and Nick having such sort of iconic names. Like Judy Hopps, Nick Wild. That's what we learned from the movie, and so anytime you use those, you can really drive an emotional punch into your reader. And so whenever people start getting a little bit inquisitive about, hey, why is she Judy Hopps? She's married to Wild, shouldn't she be Nick Judy Wild? And all these other different things, and yes, we all talk with southern accents. This is not offensive at all. I'm just gonna walk over here now. I decided, okay, I'll back up. I realized my mistake. It really does sound better as Judy Wild. And even though I had a really great emotional turning point in Chapter 12 where Nick looks at Judy's badge pin where it has her name, and instead of saying Judy Wild and Hobbs, it says Judy Wild. I went back and changed everything. I'm probably going to go back and change everything again because of this, because I realized that she can still be Officer Hobbs for very much so consistency's sake. Nick could have every opportunity to use Nick and Judy Wild against Bogo, which I may have, maybe, if I decide to change it, but thinking back, I'm probably just going to go back and change, anytime it's Officer Wild for Judy, it's going to be Officer Hobbs, and she's going to be Officer Hobbs from now on. Probably. But anyway, these are the kinds of reviews that make me think about that, and things that I generally wasn't gonna do in the beginning, or just didn't have the idea to, and then, you know, this thing comes in and I have an amazing idea. Alright, back to the strongest bonds from AZ Omega, Cliffhanger Logic. Chapter 7, basically I have Nick have a nightmare where he attacks Judy as a feral fox and kills her. Or at least I cut off right before he kills her. And so, in the author's note I said, sorry for the abrupt end, it was the only way I really felt comfortable ending it, and it's because of Cliffhanger Logic. From That Bad Writer. Okay, so you've got a good story here, so keep doing what you're doing. P.S. If you haven't decided whether Nick and Judy could produce a child, I'd say just go for it. They're already anthropomorphic, so it wouldn't make any less sense. Besides, it could be rationalized by saying that evolution has made breeding easier between different species. Like I said, I'm not extremely strict on whether or not Nick and Judy can produce their own kids, or if they adopt. But this review really helped solidify my view for the world of the strongest bonds, especially if you see in Chapter 7 where they talk with where Nick and Judy talk with Bellwether. I have her explain that predator and prey, who are soon to learn that interspecies breeding has been made possible since their evolution or whatnot, and so that was a really fun line to have Bellwether to say. But yes, this gave me the idea for that, and it also helped solidify having a force to be reckoned with be sort of in the future for family ties the strongest bonds, especially with their hybrid daughter, Ruby Wild. Description: find my profile description to find sort of details about further stories going on my profile and fanfiction, which can be found in the description below. Thank you! AZ Omega. You had me going fan craze with the anthropomorphic pregnancy in the beginning, but it was all just a dream. Personally, though, I'm glad, since I rather found Nick and Judy's current relationship to be cuter, and it would take a miracle writer to skillfully literate a story with Nick and Judy having kids or adoption. Yes, I do understand. It would be kind of hard to have Nick and Judy have a child and raise it during all the crap I had them go through in The Strongest Bonds. But yes, it was all just a dream, but it will be made reality for force to be reckoned with later on. But yeah, this was exactly the kind of response I wanted from my other readers. Not just Sierra, I want other readers to, think, wait, are they already having a child? That was fast! And stuff like that. From Kashito91, I kind of wish this could go down a different path, where Nick is still feral, and Judy can still look after him. I think that kind of be sweet. I guess, that's what you're kind of going for without the colon. Anyway, personally, I like the idea, but it's not something I would find myself writing. With this story path, Nick is basically Judy's pet. And now, while there's nothing wrong with that, I completely would love to see something where Nick is sort of feral and savage, and then Judy's just, taking as good a care of him as possible until they can find a cure. Just, it's not something I want to write. My ship of Nick and Judy is having them be in love, be married, and frolic through the grass as they try to attack bad guys. And so, this wouldn't work out, and I can easily see ways where this could go wrong or down a really weird path, and it's just not it's not something I want to touch, even though I would enjoy reading a well-made story with this. I would enjoy it. This one's from Dagger, a guest reviewer. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no! No! You are not putting me through this! The story's so good, too. Be ashamed to see it all ruined. So no, not doing it, no matter how good story is. Chapter 9, ending. You get a cliffhanger where Nick is being injected with Nighthauer fluids. Sounds so wrong. With Nighthauer serum, and Judy is given a can of fox repellent. And so later that day, Dagger replied again with, "Wait! Reach the champion again. Nick got a vaccine? What's more, there was actually a vaccine all along? Yes! The day is saved!" Squeals like a newborn pig. I'm gonna pass out now. that vaccine scene flashback thing actually had serves or had an effect that I didn't originally plan. I had it in there for later on to sort of solidify me saying, oh, that's why Nick didn't die from the very deadly dose of Nighthawk serum that was injected into him. But where I put it had people getting the effect of, wait, is Nick gonna actually be alright? Is he gonna be fine? Is he gonna just trick? Are he and Judy gonna trick Hunter in thinking that he's savage? And then I come around and say, nope. Just pull the rug out from under all your guys' feet and say that no, Nick is completely and 100% savage. But that was actually kind of a fun unintended effect, and now I know what to do if I ever need to get you guys in a tizzy before I bring a lot of stuff in. Okay, another one from Dagger. This is chapter 11, 2 chapters away. Yes! I was right! Nick didn't go completely savage, and the bad guy's probably dead. But no, Nick! Fools don't kill him off! I'll never forgive you! There's a echo, but yes, the ending of chapter 11, I had people think that Nick was dead. I never contemplated killing off Nick, but I did contemplate, and actually 100% did make all you, 100% made all you guys think that Nick was gonna die. It was really fun seeing all your guys' fear of Nick dying. A lot of you are like, what's gonna happen to Nick? Or Nick is probably dead. No, and all these other things. I had too much fun with it. I did. I'm not gonna lie. It was so fun just stringing you all along. By Gale 541. I always forget that everyone knows everybody in a community. Seymour is one of my favorite authors. It's nice to see people work with each other. Now, if you don't know Seymour of Travis Wild Hops, then you're missing out on some very good stories. One of them, Always My Slide Bunny, Always My Dumb Fox, the most recent chapters have at least 9,000 words per chapter, and that's quite a bit. Whenever I realized that chapter 1 of Family Ties was hitting 9,000 words, I put in the author's note, hey, look at me writing all these words. I bet Seymour Travis would be proud. And as a joke, but yes, I do know Seymour through PM on this, and much collaboration. In fact, we worked on 100 Kisses together for the longest of times, and I was a big part of 100 Kisses. I shared a lot of ideas, and a lot of the chapters and stuff, well, not a lot, but a good chunk of the chapters were mine. Besides Seymour, I wrote the most chapters out of all the other guest writers on there. And I'm not trying to say that as a good thing, but just sort of shows that we were in very close collaboration with each other. But with school starting up again and me having to work on Family Ties, I very sadly had to quit. I really wanted to work out all the way to the end. I was right there, I was so close, but I just knew that there wouldn't be any time for me at all to do any of this. So I had to write my last chapter and unfortunately say goodbye to the behind the scenes of Seymour to 100 Kisses. I'm able to still read it, but I'm not able to be behind the scenes and really see what's going on. So it's yeah, I will miss that, but I do hope to collaborate with Seymour even more. It's really fun to collaborate with other writers, as I'm collaborating with Sierra on A Force to Be Reckoned With. That's going to be a lot of fun. By Winerp. Well then, coming back with a bang, huh? Awesome to see you back, though, and with what looks like another enticing story as well. Good luck with high school. P.S. Payday 2 much? Yes, I do Payday 2, very much so. I have a lot of fun playing it, and it was a lot of fun incorporating it into this story. Now, funny thing, I was going to have those 4 characters just sort of be there for that one chapter. Very similar to Connor Leone of Strong as Bonds, the sad kleptomaniacal? I think I invented a new word there. The raccoon kleptomaniac that helped Nick and Judy with figuring out the Nighthawk serum. He was created just for that one scene. I feel kind of bad. I am bringing him back in Family Ties. He's going to have a much bigger part. But I was going to these 4 characters were going to suffer the same fate. They were just going to be a one-chapter antagonist that didn't do anything. But in planning, I realized that I can actually use them for a lot more, which I am. So you will be seeing a lot more of Houston, Dallas, Wolf, and Shanes in the near future. Alright, back to The Strongest Bonds by Mato Arts. Aw, such a sweet ending. Whoa. 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 Alert. Alert. Cliffhanger detected. Cliffhanger detective. Red alert. Detective. Red alert. Red alert. Red alert. Red alert. Looking back at it, chapters 7 through 11 ended with a cliffhanger. Chapter 12 was one simple respite, and then I ended you guys off with a cliffhanger. While I'm not sorry, I'm also sorry because I feel like I may have robbed you of a sort of satisfying ending to the story, but I did get you guys ready for Family Ties, and so that's really fun. But don't worry, Family Ties will not end with a cliffhanger. Well, if it does, it'll be a very happy and satisfying cliffhanger. So you guys keep that in mind. You know how in chapter 5 Judy said she went with Nad Nick called her chubby? Well, if you ever make a sequel, it should be about Judy getting fat. Like really, really, really can't fit through doughy, bigger than Clawhauser fat. And can't fit in a king bed without some of her fat spilling over the side. Please? No. And that does it for this Reading Your Reviews video. I hope you all enjoyed. That was really fun to make. I'm looking forward to doing this more often. I know you guys will keep giving me great reviews that give me ideas for my story and just make me laugh. There may be a few in strong spots that I will still grab, because they made me laugh. But it's going to be fun to do this. I'm going to have a lot of fun, and it's going to be a great journey. I'm going to enjoy writing Family Ties. I'm going to enjoy seeing how you guys react to it. I'm going to enjoy seeing how you guys react to me reacting to you reacting to the story I like writing. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for the next Reading Your Reviews video whenever it comes out sometime in the next week, and other gameplays and fan fiction related videos I may have in store for you. And if you want to read these stories for yourselves, or just want to get to know me through discussion and collaboration, the link to my fanfiction profile is in the description below, as long with the separate links for all these different stories that you can go read for yourself, and I recommend doing so. Other people have said they're pretty good. I don't know who they're talking about, but you can go have your own opinion for yourself. Anyway, that's all for this video. See you guys in the next one.